had full intentions of filming like a cute little get ready with me today where I did my makeup, we sat down and chatted, but there was no way that was gonna happen today. So I literally went to the store, I bought myself some coffee creamer. It's like 1 o'clock and I'm just now finally making my coffee. In the car too, because this is the only time I have to do it. So I guess you could say parenthood has been treating me pretty well. I just went to the store because we were out of coffee creamer. The baby's asleep, so I'm like, okay, let me just go get coffee creamer and I might as well film while I'm at it. I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone right now, so. Actually 3 because I'm making my coffee too. It's a little watered down, but it's okay. I love how there's literally no caffeine in this, but I'm acting like it's doing something for me. I can't breathe and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. What's up guys, welcome to our channel, or welcome back to our channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be spilling the tea about everything. For myself personally, I feel like I had no idea. I didn't know anything about pregnancy and stuff like that, but I also had no idea about what like postpartum entails and what it's really like. So I'm excited to kind of just like share my experience with you guys. But before we get started with today's video, I just want to say a huge thank you to Rachelle for sponsoring this video. So for those of you who don't know, Rachelle is the obsessively researched multivitamin reimagining health from the ground up and takes the guesswork out of vitamins. So I got 2 vitamins for myself. I got the Essential for Women multivitamin, and I also got the Essential for Women postnatal vitamin, and then Zach got the Essential for Men multivitamin, and then I also got the Essential Protein, which is good for pregnancy and postpartum. You can just make this in shakes. Their vitamins contain 9 high quality nutrients from D3 to omega-3 that are difficult to get enough of every day, even with a healthy diet. They're vegan friendly, non-GMO, gluten-free, allergen-free, and they contain no added sugar. Transparency is at the core of everything Rachelle does, from the way the nutrients are sourced to the environmental impact of materials used to ship thousands of orders. They offer a men's multivitamin, 50 plus, prenatal, postnatal, kids and teen vitamins, and they recently launched an essential protein range. One of the reasons I love Rachelle so much is because you can trace the decision-making process behind each of their ingredients, from where they source their nutrients and why to their environmental impact. They're also transparent about their packaging and materials. They use 100% recycled materials, and their mailers are used from recycled newsprint and plant fibers. They even use plant-based ink. Some reasons why you should try out Rachelle is because there's a mint tab in every bottle to keep your vitamins smelling fresh. They're gentle on an empty stomach with a delayed release capsule design, and they have products to support the health of your whole family. Better health doesn't happen overnight, and right now Rachelle is offering you all 20% off your first month. Fill in the gaps in your diet and take a small step that helps support a healthy foundation for your body. That's 20% off 1 month's worth of vitamins or protein by going to rachelle.com/RZ20 and using the code RZ20 at checkout. So definitely check that out. All the information will be in the description box down below. Huge thank you again to Rachelle for sponsoring this video, and without further ado, let's just jump right in. So I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions regarding postpartum, breastfeeding, like how I'm doing, literally anything, and I thought it would be fun to just kind of like sit down and chit chat with you guys. And yeah, we're gonna get pretty personal in this video, so I hope you're ready. Okay, so the first question is, how are you handling your postpartum journey? Did you experience postpartum anxiety or postpartum depression, and how did you cope? Honestly, I'm just trying to take it day by day because every day is so different for me. I have really good days and I have really bad days. I definitely have experienced postpartum anxiety, but I want to say like I only experienced it for like a couple days. I haven't had a panic attack in a really long time, and right after giving birth, I did have one. It was like during the nighttime I was trying to sleep and I felt like my heart was gonna beat out of my freaking chest. So I did experience a little bit of that, but honestly my anxiety hasn't been like super bad, which I'm very grateful for. However, I do have like unrealistic fears. Like for example, I'll be holding Sophia and then I'll just like think, what would I do if I just dropped her right now? I'll like scare myself. Or, like what if I accidentally bump her head on the corner of a table, or like, you know, like weird stuff like that. So is that anxiety? That might honestly be part of my anxiety. I am like overly paranoid and overly protective of Sophia, obviously, so I do get like thoughts when I'm holding her like, oh my god, what would I do if this happened, or what would I do if that happened? So maybe that is anxiety. I don't really know. But as far as like panic attacks and stuff like that, it has not been bad at all. However, postpartum depression on the other hand, I definitely have experienced that. Again, it's not as bad as some women, so I'm very, very grateful. But I definitely have my moments where I'm just like extremely sad and I don't know why. Or I'll get extremely guilty. Like say for instance, my baby's crying and I've tried to soothe her, I've tried to do everything and nothing's working. There have been times where I'll like blame myself and then I'll like feel super guilty because it's like, oh, you're the mom, you should know how to fix this. But I feel like I need to remember that all of this is new to me. Like I literally don't know what I'm doing and I'm doing the best that I can. Oh my god, I'm literally already gonna start crying. Yeah, I'm like doing the best I can, so I can't be like too hard on myself, you know? I've definitely had my moments where I get like very sad. I'll insert a clip. I took a video of me having one of these like little episodes and it's not pretty. Let me tell you that. It's not a pretty sight. It's not fun. I think when I took this video, I was crying for probably about like 4 hours straight and there was no way to stop me from crying. I physically could not stop crying. I don't know. And I think that day I just felt like very guilty and I felt like I wasn't doing enough. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry right now just talking about that. I'm like so extremely grateful because like I have my mini bestie. Like I'm very grateful for Sophia, but I feel like no one prepares you, especially prepares moms and dads, honestly. No one prepares you guys for how hard like postpartum is. Like on top of healing from literally just giving birth and pushing a human out of you, you have to deal with all of these hormone changes and like sleep deprivation and like all this stuff. And for me personally, I didn't feel like myself for a really long time and I'm so grateful. I'm about 6 weeks postpartum now. I'm just now starting to kind of feel like myself again. I'm not fully there yet. Like I still have a long ways to go. Like I literally will forget to eat. I'll forget to drink water. I'll forget to do everything for myself because my main focus is like my baby. I feel like that's a normal thing, but I also feel like it's important for people to know, and I'm saying this to myself as well. In order for my baby to thrive, I have to be thriving. So it's like she needs a happy and healthy mom. So like I can't forget to take care of myself. And for a couple weeks there, I was not taking care of myself at all. I guess basically what I'm trying to say is it's getting better day by day, but was I going through it? Absolutely. Am I still kind of going through it? Absolutely. Postpartum is hard, and if you're struggling and you're going through it, that is totally normal. And 9 times out of 10, the people on social media who are living their best life and look like they're thriving after giving birth are probably going through the same struggles as you, so don't be too hard on yourself. And then the next question is, does breastfeeding hurt? For me personally, breastfeeding hurt so bad in the beginning. Sophia has always been a really good latcher, so we didn't have any difficulties with like latching, but just like her intensity is what was the problem for me. My nipples were so sore going in the shower, and when water would hit them, oh my god, that was the worst pain ever. So yeah, it definitely did hurt, but it's gotten so much better and it doesn't hurt nearly as bad as it did in the beginning. I did experience my first clogged duct though yesterday, or actually 2 days ago now. Still kind of like tender in that area, but it's not as bad as it was. I will say though, having a clogged milk duct, that is no joke. That was some painful stuff. But I feel like every mom I've ever talked to who has breastfed their babies, the main thing they say is that it'll get better. Just know that with everything in pregnancy and in parenthood in general, it gets better with time. I almost gave up breastfeeding though, I will say. In the very beginning, I want to say like after the first 3 weeks or maybe even 2 weeks, I was like this close to giving up on breastfeeding just because it was very painful and I felt like I was struggling mentally because breastfeeding is pretty exhausting. I'm not gonna lie. Like it takes a lot out of you. But I knew that I wanted to breastfeed just because I've heard of so many benefits from it. So I'm happy that I stuck it out because it's definitely a lot better now than it was in the beginning. Okay, the next question is, have you noticed a change in your marriage since having a baby? I wouldn't say I noticed a change in our marriage. It's just a change in our life. Like our routine and like the stuff that we used to do all the time is completely different. And like we're not able to just leave the house whenever we want anymore. So that's been like a huge adjustment for us because Zach and I were the type of people who were very spontaneous. We just wake up one day and be like, okay, you want to go on a trip somewhere? Let's go. And now we have to like plan a lot more before leaving the house. So that's been a huge change for us and something that took us a while to get used to. I also feel like having a baby kind of challenges your marriage in a sense. Not challenges it, that's not maybe the right word. Tests it. It puts your marriage to a test, I want to say, because I feel like it challenges your marriage in ways that you would have never expected. Like mine and Zach's communication has to be on point all of the time, otherwise we're gonna get into disagreements. Like for example, both of us work from home, so we both need breaks. So like Zach and I will communicate to each other like, hey, I need you to watch her for a little bit. I need to get work done, so like you watch her for a little bit, I'll do my stuff, and then we can switch. So thankfully we have that line of communication. I will say, I also feel like Zach and I are so much stronger and closer now after having a baby. I love seeing him as a dad and he loves seeing me as a mom. So it's just been like a really beautiful thing for our relationship. But is it hard work? Absolutely. And do I feel like having a baby could probably make or break some relationships? Absolutely. Another question I've gotten is, did it hurt to pee after giving birth? That's probably my biggest fear. So that was my biggest fear as well. Also, the first time going number 2 after was one of my biggest fears. And yes, it was uncomfortable to pee, but the pain wasn't unbearable. I want to say it was uncomfortable for like a week and then it all went back to normal and I was fine. Also, at the 2-week mark, I was able to like sit down comfortably and I didn't have any more pain down there. So it was only 2 weeks of like discomfort and then it pretty much all went away. The next question is, are you planning on having a second baby anytime soon? Honestly, no. It's so funny. After we brought Sophia home from the hospital, Zach and I swore, we're like, okay, we're just gonna have one kid and be done because there's no way we can go through this a second time. And now as like the weeks are going by, I'm like, okay, I could see myself having a second baby for sure. It started off with us wanting 4 kids. Once we brought Sophia home, we're like, okay, 1 and done. And now it's looking like maybe 2 kids. So I guess we'll just see in the future. But right now, I just want to enjoy Sophia. I want to get to know her. I want her to have a happy and healthy mom. And yeah, just like enjoy this time that we have before even thinking of having another kid. Another question is, did you delay the cord clamping or bath time? I'm very thankful because my hospital delays the cord clamping and they also delay the bath time on their own. Like I didn't even have to ask for that. They just did it. And part of their protocol was to do skin to skin for an hour with mom before taking the baby and doing like the tests and stuff. So I had skin to skin with her for an hour before they even took her from me. I didn't ask for any of that stuff. They just automatically did it. So luckily I got all of that stuff. But yeah, it was definitely something that I wanted to do. The next question is, have you noticed a change taking the placenta capsules? So if you guys don't know, I actually got my placenta encapsulated. For me personally, my placenta capsules were lifesavers. I haven't taken them in the past couple days and I can tell I'm a lot more emotional, as you could probably tell in this video even. But in the beginning, when I was consistently taking my placenta capsules, mixed with my vitamins, obviously, I feel like my vitamins helped a lot. When I did both together, I just felt like I was a lot more balanced. So I feel like for me personally, those placenta capsules were definitely worth it. Okay, so someone said, I'm currently 5 days postpartum. How on earth do you get any sleep? I'm exhausted, but I either worry about her or I just want to stare at her cute little face. Girl, I don't know if it gets any better because I still do that. I will say when we first brought Sophia home from the hospital, it was a lot worse. Like I would literally sit over her bassinet and just stare at her to make sure she was good. But I still catch myself doing that sometimes, especially if she's like grunting or something like that at night. I definitely will like peek just to make sure she's good. And also I just want to stare at her 24/7. So I don't think that will ever go away. I think I'll always just want to like stare at her because I'm still in shock at the fact that like I created that little human. Well, with the help of Zach, but like I birthed that little human, you know what I mean? How are you adjusting to your body after birth? Are you working out? I haven't started working out yet. I honestly wanted to wait till the 6-week mark. I might start soon, but at my 6-week appointment, I found out that I might have to do some physical therapy. So I kind of want to take things really slow. I feel like in today's society, I don't know what it is, but like bounce back culture is such a big thing. And so people expect moms to be able to just like bounce back fully after having a baby, which is so crazy to me. One thing I've noticed from my own personal experience is that losing the baby weight like really quickly doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy. Because for me personally, in the beginning, my daughter only wanted to be held 24/7. So like I felt like I could never put her down. And that caused me to like not eat or not drink water, which is so unhealthy. So I definitely lost some weight after giving birth, but like in the most unhealthy way possible. Instead of this bounce back culture, I feel like we should be more focused on like, is mom healthy? Is she eating the right foods? Is she taking care of her mental health? I feel like people should be more concerned with that than like, oh, I need to get this baby weight off. You know what I mean? And trust me, don't get me wrong. I still very much would like to, you know, get my body to a place where I feel confident, but I want to do it in like a healthy way. So yeah, to answer your question, I haven't started working out yet, but I did buy a treadmill and I do plan on working out soon. I just want my body to heal a little bit longer. And then I'll probably start off with like light workouts before I do anything crazy. This is another question that we've been getting. So when will we get to see baby girl? No disrespect, and why have you chosen to keep her private? Honestly, I have no idea of when we're gonna show her face. The main reason we've chosen to keep her kind of more private is just because the internet is a crazy place. So as a mom, like I want to do everything I can to protect my daughter, and I feel like posting her face and stuff like that is just too much right now for me. All right, the next question is, did you tear or get stitches? Yes to both. I did tear and I did get stitches. I had a small tear though. It wasn't anything crazy. And thank God I didn't have to get an episiotomy. So my healing process was pretty quick. What are your thoughts on co-sleeping? Honestly, you gotta do what you gotta do. I realize that you will do anything to get your baby to sleep and to make sure that you sleep. We've definitely tried it. Thankfully, she does like her bassinet because we got a bassinet that like moves and it soothes her. But I will say in the morning time, I just put her right in the bed next to me and I will close my eyes for a little bit longer. But yeah, in the morning time, I have no problem bringing her in bed. I'll literally feed her laying down and then we both just fall asleep. The next question is, do you ever feel like you missed life before baby? Yes and no. I miss certain things about my life before. Like I miss being able to just leave the house whenever, and like I miss being able to wake up, have my routine. So yes, I do miss certain things, but also being a mom is like the best thing that's ever happened to me. I don't know, it's a weird situation because like you do miss certain things, but like you wouldn't want to have it any other way, if that makes any sense. Plus, the things that I do miss about like life before having a baby is stuff that I'll be able to do sooner than later. Like she's only going to be this little for a short amount of time. Oh, this is a good question. How did the placenta come out? Literally no one talks about it. I didn't know much about like the afterbirth part. So basically what happened for me is I gave birth to baby girl. She was still attached to her umbilical cord and everything. The umbilical cord was attached to my placenta, which was inside of me still. So like I could feel that she was like hooked up to something that was still inside of me. It was the weirdest thing. And then as I'm like looking at her and stuff, they're like, okay, don't push, but like you might feel some more contractions. That's your placenta. So I'm just like laying there in shock, just staring at my daughter. And then my body just kind of pushed out my placenta on its own. I didn't have to push or anything. It wasn't painful for me. I like barely felt it. And then someone asked, do you feel the timing was right to have a baby? So I honestly feel like there's never a right time to have a baby. You kind of have to put your life on hold for the time being, but I'm definitely happy that I had Sophia now, just because her and I are gonna have like the age gap that my mom and I have, and my mom and I are super close, so I plan on having like that same relationship with her. I'm very happy with the age I am, so I do feel like it was the right time for us to have a baby. But yeah, overall, you're never really ready for a kid, let's be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. It's starting to get so hot in this car, so I gotta get out of here. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below to join the Raz fam. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in our next YouTube video. Mwah. Bye!